Welcome to Linstead 7 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Linstead 7 TV News Report. Thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. Police identify man fatally shot in Central Village. The police have identified a man who was fatally shot during a confrontation with them in Central Village, St. Catherine last weekend. He has been identified as 20-year-old Shaquille Simit, otherwise called DJ. It is reported that at around 10:20 p.m. on Saturday, members of the police were on patrol in the area when they saw Simit, who ran off after seeing the cops. It is further reported that Simit was pursued by the police into premises where he allegedly pointed a gun at them. It is further reported that the police took evasive action and Simit was shot. He was transported to the Spanish Town Hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries. A pistol loaded with a magazine containing 6 rounds and a magazine with 15 rounds of ammunition was retrieved from the scene. Indicom has begun a probe into the shooting. Continuing the news, Ragface cut down by police in St. Catherine. A suspected contract killer believed to be associated with the notorious One Order gang was shot and killed during a confrontation with police on Salt Pond Main Road in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on Friday. He has been identified as Lushane Barnes, otherwise called Ragface. Barnes was linked to multiple murders in and around St. Catherine. Reports are that at around 1:30 p.m. on Friday, lawmen assigned to the specialized operations attempted to stop a heavy tinted grey Toyota Belter motor car on the Salt Pond Main Road. The police stated that the driver of the vehicle opened gunfire and the fire was returned. The driver reportedly fled the vehicle and continued to trade bullets with the police. He reportedly collapsed on an embankment after being shot multiple times. A .45 American Tactical Titan handgun and 2 rounds of ammunition were reportedly taken from him. A woman was found in the vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds to the left shoulder. The police say a search of the vehicle uncovered 120 rounds of ammunition. The police have since commenced an investigation into the case. Continuing the news. Woman shot and killed at her home in Linstead, St. Catherine. A 20-year-old woman was shot and killed at her home in Linstead, St. Catherine last evening. She has been identified as Tia Tamara Ferran of Bunbury, Linstead. Reports from the police are that sometime around 8:50 p.m., residents heard loud explosions and summoned the police. Upon arrival, Ferran was seen on the floor in her house with multiple gunshot wounds to her upper body. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Tia Tamara Ferran was counting down the days to reunite with her father in the United States of America. The 20-year-old Charlemont High School past student also had plans of joining the U.S. Army. Unfortunately, Ferran's dream was shattered to pieces on Saturday night after a lone gunman entered her dwelling in Banbury, Linstead, St. Catherine and shot her multiple times in her kitchen. She died on the spot. Miss Ferran was until recently employed at a call center but gave up the job as she was preparing to move overseas. The police have not yet established a motive for the shooting but have commenced an investigation. Continuing the news, Alphonsus Davis High School, formerly known as the Spaldings High School, becoming disabled friendly. Earlier this year, George Henry, the principal of the Alphonsus Davis High School, made headlines when the institution was compelled to the request that the family of a child with a disability find an alternative school due to the lack of facilities to accommodate wheelchair users. However, just last week, the head of this Clarendon-based institution, formerly known as the Spalding High School, said that the child has now been enrolled successfully at the institution thanks to the intervention of the Ministry of Education, which facilitated the installation of several ramps on the school premises. Mr. Henry, the principal, recounted that he had a student assigned to the school with us in September, but he needed a wheelchair for mobility. Unfortunately, we didn't have the necessary lifts and ramps in place to ensure his access to the classrooms. The family had concerns about our ability to accommodate the child, but any student placed by the ministry in any Jamaican school is our responsibility. We were determined to ensure that the child faced no more challenges than he already did, so the suggestion was made to help them find a school with a wheelchair accessibility. Following the negative publicity, the Ministry of Education promptly intervened, dispatching building officers the very next day to assess the institution. It was determined that a total of 35 ramps and 7 lifts were required, with progress made on all 35 ramps to date. At the moment, the ministry is unable to provide the lifts, but the child is attending school and can access classes on the ground floor only. In the meantime, Alphonsus Davis High School is celebrating 50 years of existence, and Henry said that the population have grown significantly. The school, moving from a shift system from 500 students, will now stand to an all-day school of 1,489 students. Continuing the news. Beach-McDonald murder trial on the way. The trial of Portland businessman Everton Beach-McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes began today in the Home Circuit Court. Both men are being tried for the 2020 murder of McDonald's second wife, Tonya McDonald. The lead prosecutor in her opening said, "We are saying that they killed Tonya McDonald without any legal excuse, and we will bring witnesses here to tell you how it went." Beach-McDonald is represented by attorney at law Earl Hamilton, Courtney Rowe, Christopher Townsend, and John Jacobs. Barnes, whose bail was revoked this afternoon, is being represented by attorney at law Ernest Simmet. McDonald is also charged for the 2009 murder of his first wife Marlene. He is to be tried for that matter alone in January 2024. Continuing the news. Jamaican businessman and philanthropist Dr. R. Danny Williams has passed away. Jamaica's business giant and philanthropist Dr. R. Danny Williams has died. Williams, who is a former cabinet member, was reportedly ailing for some time. He is the founder of the country's first Jamaican-owned life insurance company, Life of Jamaica, now Sagicor Life Jamaica. Former Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Right Honorable P.J. Patterson, in his tribute to the business model, said that he ranks within the highest accolades of committed leaders who have contributed beyond measure to the growth and esteem of our island. He was a towering giant in the fields of business, education, institution building, and deserving charity causes, Patterson said. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Most Right Honorable Mr. Andrew Holness, has sent condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of the businessman R. Danny Williams following news of his passing on Saturday. In a tweet, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said, "As a government minister, businessman, and philanthropist, Williams made a remarkable contribution across various fields and expressed that his death is deeply saddened. I send heartfelt condolences to his family, loved ones, friends, and colleagues. May his life and legacy continue to inspire us as we recall the gratitude and his service to public life and within the private sector, which has positively impacted the Jamaican landscape." Honey's tweet read, "The passing of the Honorable R. Danny Williams was a foremost Jamaican businessman, former government minister, and philanthropist who made a remarkable contribution across various fields, has deeply saddened us. May his soul rest in peace." Former leader of the opposition People's National Party, Dr. Peter Phillips, also expressed sadness at Williams' death. In a statement, Phillips said, "Williams was truly a great Jamaican, a pioneering spirit who contributed tremendously to the development of his country and its institutions." Person of interest held in the MP's daughter and her mother disappearance. An individual who is said to be a person of interest is now in custody and is being questioned by local authorities as they intensify their investigation into the alleged abduction of a mother and her child. Member of Parliament Philip Paulwell is said to be the child's father. Reports coming from a high-level source within the Jamaica Constabulary Force suggest that the person, whose name is being withheld, was removed from an aircraft while attempting to leave the island on Friday. The Constabulary Communication Network has confirmed that the individual is being questioned, but have declined to comment on the operation that led to the apprehension of the person at the airport. Meanwhile, family members and local law enforcement officers continue their search following the disappearance of 10-month-old Soraya Paulwell and her mother, 26-year-old Tashana Patterson. Investigators have stated that they are looking at several angles into the case, and one of them is that the infant and her mother are believed to be abducted from their home in St. Andrew on Saturday, September the 9th. A $500,000 reward is being offered for information that can lead to their safe return. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and provide more information to come on this. Thanks for watching.